Hey everybody, welcome to episode 1 of my Monster Hunter World Let's Play. I'm going to be returning to World after a number of years. It's a game I've played pretty far through on 2 platforms prior to this, but there's been a push to return to this game after the announcement of Wilds coming out in 2025. So I thought this might be a fun time to revisit the game, try out a weapon that I haven't done really at all before, which is the hammer. Something that seems like it'd be up my alley, but I just kind of avoided up till now. So we're going to go ahead and do a fresh playthrough. It's been a while since I played this, like I mentioned, so we'll be doing a little bit of going through the tutorials again and just kind of like bumbling our way through. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. You can see I've already got a pretty built out character here of Trundle, but let's go ahead and begin a new adventure today. So World is a game that came out, I want to say back in 2018, so it's been quite a number of years. I took a week off of work when it first came out so I could play it because I was so excited. It was one of my favorite series of all time.
Once you board this ship, there's no turning back. The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the new world. If any of you have lost your nerve, then step away now, and let no one judge you. Very well. Then sail safe and strong, and may the Sapphire Star light your way.
Alright, here we go. So probably gonna need to start with making a new character. You don't really see the face of your character very much in this game, and I'm not ever someone who spends a lot of time in a character creator, so probably just do a little bit of tweaking, but I don't want to spend too much of this first episode just in the character creation screen, since we're going to have some kind of tutorial-y missions to get through anyway, not the most exciting ones. Yeah, originally I played this on the PS4. That was what was out when it came out. Built this PC several years ago now, and then replayed the game at that point. I did play a tiny bit recently on my Steam Deck, just to refamiliarize myself a little bit.
Yo, did you hear? We're almost there. You ready to grab this new world by the horns? Don't know about you. It feels like ages since I left home to join the commission. So, nervous? Believe you me, I get it. Anything could happen to us, but hey, that's happened.
Hey, aren't you one of the A-list hunters?
What? No way! So are we! Hey, tell us your name.
Alright. Like I mentioned, I don't think we need to spend too long going through all of these presets or anything. Yeah, let's just go with this, number 1 default. Who cares, right? Maybe we want to check out the voices, though. Whoa. Changing the background. Whoa, that's fancy. We're going to be listening to these voices a lot, so... That sounds fine. Let's go. Oh my god, there's 4 pages of voices. Let's just stick with that. I think that'll be good. Alright, I'll finish that. Let's go ahead and name this one Die, since that's always the good name to use. Oh yeah, we get to pick our little Palico's friend as well. Let's see. Let's just go with the presets for these two. Look at all these different options. Oh, big ear guy. This one's cute. Let's go with this. That one's cute too. Maybe that one with different ears. Oh. Some of those taller ears were pretty cute. Those were too big. Yeah, those ones are cute. Let's go with that. default armor. Sure. Finish that. You know we gotta name it after my kitty cat. Alright. There we go. We are getting in there.
So, how about a toast?
To the A-list! And the commission!
Cheers!
So, tell me, what's your theory? The Elder Dragons must migrate to the New World for some reason. After running the research commission for 40-odd years, the Guild's itching for an answer. They say the Fifth Fleet's got the best shot at cracking this case, and I agree.
Keep it down. Hey, speaking of, A-listers usually operate in teams of 2. Have you sat down with your partner yet?
Listen to that. Rough out there. Waves are picking up. That's gotta mean landfall. You're on the A-list, right? Meowdy do. I'm not psychic, but I do have pretty good ears. Ah, put her there. I happen to be an A-lister myself.
It seems like it's pretty common practice to not like talk over the cutscenes. So I think that's probably what I'll be doing in general for this. Yeah, while I'm also kind of trying to figure out how do I want to commentate on a game like this or in general. But as long as they're talking, probably doesn't count as dead air, but I guess we'll just have to see how the feedback comes for the first few videos. There's also not going to be a ton of cutscenes once we get more into the game. There's going to be a lot more just going on a hunt, doing some fights, going on a hunt, doing some fights, etc. It's always one of the things I like about this series. It's like somehow both like over the top and really serious, but then they also inject humor. Like you're flying off the ship. It's just absurd. I do not remember the beginning of this game either. I must have skipped through all these cutscenes the second time I played.
Hello? Anybody there? Oh, hey, it's you! Look what happened to the ship! We have to do something! It's not safe here! This way! We need to get out of here. I've got an idea. This way. Watch yourself.
Oh boy. Oh goodness. Oh my.
Hurry! My
turns out it's actually a big monster this whole time.
Get a good running start, then jump.
Oh boy. That's a pretty big monster, and it's all fiery. It doesn't seem good, does it?
The new world.
I think we're almost into maybe controlling our character and doing something.
Somebody must have set up this camp. I found this in the tent. It has a map in it. Well, part of one at least.
Part of a map, because you have to discover other
Looks
areas.
like
How
we're
convenient.
right around here. The Research Commission's base of operations is here. This is where our ship was supposed to dock. For now, I think it would be best if we make our way to base. The map should help
Okay.
us find our way.
Let's go to base then. So it looks like I don't have any weapons or anything at this point. It's getting kind of dropped into the game. You know, when this first came out 5, 6 years ago, whenever it was now, the graphics here were like so crazy impressive, and frankly it still looks pretty good. I think they did a good job of
Look,
kind of stylizing the
Research Commission's
graphics to,
headquarters. Come on, let's get going.
you know, it's like they never were meant to be entirely super realistic, but they've got their own little, for lack of a better word, style to it, and with that they've, you know, maintained a bit of the niceness that they've
According to the map,
kind of created
to
over the
get to
years here with
HQ,
this.
we need to-
It still looks really good. Always ran really well too, and that's one of the things I like about these games. Like, there's not only gonna be a lot of like
Scout
frame
flies
rate
memorized my
dropping,
scent
and
earlier. If you lose sight of me, just follow the scout flies, and they'll
well,
lead
can't
you
go that
right
way
to me.
apparently. Or maybe I'm going too fast. This is me being a little too ahead of myself here.
We can push our way through these vines.
There we go. Okay. Got our little artificial load screen here. These seem pretty threatening, don't they? Look at those teeth.
Easy there. Don't pick a fight if you don't have a weapon. We need to hide. Come on, this way. Hurry!
She wants us to hide.
Hurry up and hide.
They definitely didn't see us running here. Stupid reptiles. This is such a funny thing. I don't think you like ever do this again, pretty much. I mean, there's times where you can like hide if you really want to, but basically would like never do this in the game.
Let's get going while we still can.
So I gets introduced to, like, this thing you're gonna do frequently or something. Okay, keep on heading.
Nothing can stop us.
Yes, you're holding the right shoulder button, you run, so you would just like jump off of that little ledges like that. Let's check out these footprints. What we got here? Footprints, and that's it. Just the Scoutflies are
What
chasing
is
after
this
her.
trap?
Well, hopefully we'll get a little bit
There's
into the
more over
game
there.
in this first
Let's check it
episode.
out.
Otherwise it's going to be a lot of kind of waiting around. Alright, running, running, running. That doesn't look like a human eye. Ew.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, stab with your little knife. Get him.
This way, hurry.
Okay, let's go.
Move.
Oh. It's chasing them, I'm gonna chase it. So I guess the idea is maybe like when I was on the boat, I like didn't get any of my weapons or something. Oh shit.
What are you waiting for?
That's not good. Oh god. Let's just scoop on the little butt here. Ooh boy. Don't get stomped on. Phew. Well, that was a close call, wasn't it?
Hey,
You all right?
let's go.
Okay.
Now, considering this is still kind of a test episode, it's looking like OBS isn't using too much.
Wow.
I'm trying to record this at 60 FPS, but it looks like my
Amazing,
game might not
Looks like
actually
it's
be
great.
hitting 60 the whole time.
Nature
These
meant for us
cutscenes
to
are
build
showing like
Astera right
55
here.
right now, for example.
Astera. I like it.
Alright,
The rest
welcome
of
to
the people are
Astera.
already here. You're the last to arrive.
How convenient, all of their boats got here without trouble.
Okay, set him down. Take it
I need
nice.
to tape off your shoulder. Hold still for a bit.
Hey, you guys made it.
Be right back. You're alive.
Had it rough, huh? When we couldn't find you two, we were starting to sweat bullets.
You scared us. We were talking about going out to look for you.
All's well that ends well.
Hey, we need a hand. Sorry.
Come on.
Catch you later.
This here's our trade yard. I guess the name says it all.
Look at all the people. The stuff.
Incredible, right? We've got it all here. We've got hunters to do all the exploring, scholars to do the research, technicians to keep them going. This place is the beating heart of the Commission. Wait here a sec. Commander, I found him.
Welcome to Astera.
I wonder if I should be reading these out, because like half the time they're talking, Sometimes they don't. But again, there's not going to be a lot of dialogue once we get a little bit further into the game. I guess I'll read it, why not? When you've been in command as long as I have, you start to learn who's capable and who isn't. Now, as much as I'd like to get you up to speed, I'm being pulled in about 8 directions at once. We'll cover the important matters at council, which I'll be convening once things settle down. I expect you two to be there, of course.
Your reputations
The guild spoke highly of you as individuals. Think what you can do as a team. And before I forget, your furry friend was looking for you. Poor thing washed up not too long ago. Oh, gee. Go ahead and have a look around Astera. A horn will sound when it's time for council.
Well, off you go.
Off you go.
Okay, I'll give you the grand tour. Let's start by looking for your pallet code. This is our stockpile. They carry most of the basic necessities.
You should drop by later to see what they have.
So, just like tour of the town, give you your bearings so you know what to do. I mean, there's like a lot of little things to do in town, and there's a whole slew of just like the pattern of things that you do in this game. You know, it kind of alternates between like going out on a hunt, coming back, and you know, restocking, checking if you can build out new gear, build some new weapons and armor, etc. Make sure you got all your items. We'll get more activities to do as the game goes on, like farming, so you can
Bread right here.
more efficiently get your items. So you're not like running around gathering the items on hunts the entire time. You can like make sure you've got healing items getting replenished kind of more automatically behind the scenes. But yeah, this is going to be a big area here. We'll spend a lot of our time in town at the smithy.
Wow! Look at this place. Want to check it out? Ooh, it's toasty in here.
Next up is the canteen. Let's check it out. Want to get going?
The canteen?
So it looks like quite a bit of this is just going to be kind of on rails at this point. And, you know, almost 23 minutes in this episode, I suspect we're going to be doing not much in the way of hunting for this first episode. But let's see if we can get at least through all of this kind of, you know, initial preamble portion of the game.
This here's our canteen.
Hey, over there!
Hey, it's Chi.
Hey, you! I knew you'd pull through.
Oh, there's the horn. Alright, we're going to go convene the council, which I am on,
Calling
I
for a
guess.
council. Come on.
Yeah.
We will learn more. Hopefully at this point I'll get like a weapon. Okay, here we go.
Begin council.
Now that you are all here, let us begin, council.
After tracking a migrating Elder Dragon across the sea, the Fifth Fleet have finally arrived in Astera. Give them a warm welcome. They're a fine group, worthy comrades who will help see the Research Commission's long efforts finally rewarded. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, sir. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty.
This here is the Commission's core team. You should all get to know each other.
Looking forward to it.
Now, down to business. The latest monster to make the Elder Crossing is known as Zora Magdaros. A huge monster with a mountain of fire upon its back. Research Commission's job is to discover exactly why the Elder Dragons are migrating to the New World.
Elder dragons have been with us since the dawn of time, altering the ecosystem, reshaping the land, leaving disaster in their wake. Once every decade or so, they flock to this continent. But for what reason?
With the Fifth's help, we will find the missing link.
Here, here.
Now we're talking!
Hunters, for the time being, I need you to focus on investigating our Jagras problem and securing Astera. Start by investigating the Jagras' habitat. Find out what makes them tick. And
Right. We're on it, sir.
everyone else, You know the drill. Make sure these hunters have everything they need.
Now we're talking.
You two, make it a priority to learn how we do things around here. You'll find good teachers, so don't be afraid to ask.
You heard him. Stick with me and you'll have no problems.
The Fifth Banner promises a change in the wind. It's your job to fulfill that promise. All right, dismissed.
I love the way they introduce this. It's like we've got Zora Magdaros, this like huge giant elder dragon, but really what you should focus on is like the tiniest, easiest monsters in the game. I mean, obviously it's just a video game thing, but you know, let's go look into this Jagras problem. But I'll need a weapon first. Box full of equipment I can use in my quarters. Come on, I'll show you the way. Yeah, so we got a little house. Got some little house action here. Not too shabby for a little place to start out. I mean, it's a little crickety, crackety, creakety. But I mean, come on. If you were presented with this, it'd be pretty sweet, right?
We've placed some basic gear for you in that equipment box.
Alright, so first things first, time to equip a weapon. Alright, so there are 14 different weapons in this game. There's a huge variety, and if you think about like this in terms of like being an action RPG, the weapon is really what dictates your class. There's not traditional levels in this game, so your like ability to perform in combat is tied directly to the gear you're using. But as a kind of added benefit to that, you can kind of swap between your classes at any time. So you get one of each of these kind of like base weapons to start here. And then you have some armor. So I'm going to get a little bit of armor. They've already given me this Guardian set, which, if I'm recalling, is... look, I need to get the Defender set. That might be in my... Oh no, this is it. Yeah, so I think this is because the game's been out for a while. So you can see you start with like leather headgear, chainmail, 2 defense, 2 defense, and this one has 50 defense and 2 skills on it. Same with these guys. They are all going to have quite a bit. And then I've got a list of weapons here. So traditionally the game always just equips you with a sword and shield. But then we've got, you know, obviously a number of different things here. So we got 14 things to choose from, and then there's these insects here. These are for the insect glaive. The insect glaive equips a
lightweight weapon that lets you
little
bolt into the air
insect
and
bug
control
friend
insects.
on your left hand, or I guess it's your right arm, and that's like kind of part of the game itself, and so you can customize those. They do different types of effects. Now normally I play the gun lance. It's like my favorite weapon.
Defense-oriented weapon with
You have a big
variety of
shield,
shells
you've
and
got this big lance, you move incredibly slowly while it's out, so there's kind of a lot of like sheathing your weapon. You also don't have your normal roll when you're doing this, so most of the weapons, when you press the dodge button, you do a roll, but with this, you just kind of scooch. But I always found this to be a really satisfying weapon. You can like always stay really close to the monsters, do a lot of bonking. But considering I've done like 400 hours of gun lance in this game, it's probably a good idea for me to try something new. So like I mentioned, I'm actually going to do the hammer this time.
point-blank range and stun them.
Now this one is kind of a interesting weapon. So it's pretty big, you know, it does a lot of damage per hit, but you move really quickly while it's drawn, which is kind of neat. And part of the balancing there is that you do a lot more damage to the head of a monster because it's a blunt weapon. And so because of that, you want to always be hitting the head. It's going to help you stun and exhaust these monsters. You can see in that video the monster's like drooling, so it's kind of getting weakened there. So you want to be able to always be messing with your positioning and always trying to hit the head if you can. And then it has these cool like big wind-up attacks that just like really bash, like this one we're seeing in the video right now. If you hit with that final hit, it does a ton of damage. So let's go ahead and equip that hammer. We can talk about other weapons more at another point. Yeah, maybe later in the Let's Play I'll swap things around if I just want to break from the hammer for a minute or something. But this is a weapon that outside of Monster Hunter 4, which was the first Monster Hunter game that I like actually progressed through. I played a little bit of Hunter in that because I kind of, or Hammer, because I tried all the weapons at one point.
weapons, the training area.
But ultimately, I really just like haven't played this weapon, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, gonna go grab what I need, and then you go to the canteen to sign up for a quest. So we'll talk about the canteen once we get there. I see some exclamation marks on here. So we've got some people to go talk to. Let's go ahead and finish talking to people, and then we'll wrap up episode 1.
Listen up.
There's something important I need to talk to you about. This commission is special, different from your past undertakings, if I had to take a guess. It's not about hunting down the Elder Dragons or punishing them for the damage they cause. The commission seeks an understanding of their place in nature, and ours. That's the point. The Elder Dragons are nature, and it's as futile to try and punish nature as it is to run from it. But knowing nature, now that's something we can do. We're going to face some real challenges. The best course might not always be clear. Before you take your life or move to defend it, understand it. That's what makes you a hunter. I think this is like this is the provisions. This is like the store, basically. Now what's funny is like you almost never end up buying anything from here. So I can send it to my pouch or the box. So 2 things, you got your pouch, that's kind of like what you carry with you into hunts. And there's a pretty low limit of items. So like you can hold 10 potions, 10 mega potions, 10 things to raise your stamina, etc. And then the box holds everything. So normally what I like to do is just kind of like put everything in the box. And then you make an item set, which we'll probably do in the next episode before we go out. But lots of things we can get here. It looks like they've already given me a few items. I got like 30 potions already. Some antidotes. Some jerky, some stuff. We'll need to get other items in here. We can talk about those more as we kind of get to the need for them. Lots of different ammo for the ranged weapon types. We're not really going to mess with those today. So, skip that for now. These folks aren't here yet. We'll need to talk to them at some point. So yeah, it looks like there's a lot of areas where I'll have some NPCs to deal with later. Like this is where the farm will be. I'll be growing like mushrooms and herbs and stuff there. But at the moment, they kind of want me to just like get going. So let's go ahead and go up to the canteen. This is always something you do before you go out on a quest. So I'll talk to the Meowskiller chef around here, see what he's got to say. Hey, welcome to the canteen, the best place for you to boost your hunt. You're from the 5th, right? Well, let me clue you in to what the canteen is all about. Gains. Health, stamina, whatever, max gains. Go on and sit down over there at the counter, Scrawny. When you're ready to get your pre-hunt on, let me know. My goodness, just like amazing localization from that, right? Alright, so we got the quest counter, or yeah, talk to the handler to get quests. She'll probably be giving us a quest to go deal with some Jagras or something. So let's go ahead and wrap up episode 1. We will continue on here shortly with episode 2.